Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, getting a little bit of volume coming through already. So we might have a day. There is news release, of course. I think there is. You know what? Maybe actually there isn't. What do we have? We have some Canadian news at 6:30. Manufacturing sales. Foreign securities, not anything too important. Consumer sentiment, of course, at 8. But we are seeing the volumes, so could be good. Let's see here. Oh, look, we got an achievement. What is that? Oh, we reached 10 followers. Oh, thank you guys so much. That is so great. All right. Let's pull you guys up over here. Okay, we got you. Oh, well, we have to post the links. Let's post the links. Yes. All right, here we go. Copy. I always screw that one up. You gotta put the HTTP in front of it, guys. Home. There we go. Good morning. Okay, so let's do the analysis. Yesterday, we was really a range-bound day, and we were looking for a breakdown. And I remember John Bottomley in particular was saying that the bond could go to like I think it was 06. Let's zoom this one out. Yes, it was right here. They were going to break 12, and then we could go to like 06 and below. And it waited until like at the very end of the session, and then just shoop. So very frustrating, of course, very range bound day, and then it just goes all of a sudden. That's kind of annoying, but that's okay. It happens. And now here this morning, we've been pretty range bound in the early session, but we are seeing volume, or we were seeing volume before the open, and we're seeing some volume here on the open. So kind of conflicting signals, isn't it? Let's just test something here, because I'm using slightly different headphones, or that will hopefully be a little bit more comfortable for me, but I haven't actually heard any sound out of them. Well, I can hear myself, but it's not nearly as loud. Where's my test server? I don't even hear it. Maybe let's try this. Okay, yeah, well, sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. Let's pull you guys up so we can make sure we see your comments. Very good. Okay. Yes, now we got some people in here. Okay. So that is Treasuries. Let's look at what the crypto market is doing. Come over here. Come over. There we go. Okay, so here was the, oh my gosh, the world is falling apart. Now, I don't know. I mean, it looks like a bottom to me, but it also looks like we're hanging out down here a little too much for comfort. And the question that we're asking is before the end of the week, so like before the end of Sunday, are we going to make a lower low, or are we going to make a higher low and recover? And it looks to me like it hasn't actually done it yet. So that's kind of interesting. We can also, let's look at our crypto. What do we make? Oh, we are at 160 now, almost in Verge. That's cool. I like how it gives you payouts like every 2 hours. Yeah, good hash rate. Okay. And then I've been doing Monero. But will they ever actually, have they found a block yet? I don't think they have. My share is increasing though. Like the first time I got a payout, I only had 50 shares and now I have 225. I don't think they've found one. They haven't found a block in like days. Yeah, almost a week since they've found a block. Well, I hope it's worth it when they find one. I should get like $5 out of it, but hasn't been too exciting, has it? What about my deposited funds in Coinbase? Yeah. It still says pending. What the heck? What the heck? That I don't understand. I mean, it took it out. Did it not? Let's see. Withdrawal. That was long before all this stuff. Here we go. ACH withdrawal. Coinbase.com. $100. 3 days ago. Oh, they did it on the 16th. I'm gonna be so pissed if they don't give it to me until Monday. Oh my gosh. Coinbase, get your shit together. Oh well. It's okay. There's still plenty of time. I mean, come on. Look at this. Where's... did I change it away? Gosh dang it. I'm so dumb. Go back, go back, go back. What's another week, right? I don't know. In the larger scheme of things, it could be around here for a while. I'm not too worried. Oh yes, and we need to run our indicator, don't we? Durr, that's probably like the thing you guys are most interested in. Yeah? Why aren't you guys should be asking, you should be telling me this. Hey Seth, where's the indicator? Okay. Oh, it still says 54. 54.25 now. Well, let's look at some of them. It is the 19th. So it's just kind of sitting down there. I wonder when we've done it in the past, how long it's sat down there. But I would have to open up the program, and I don't want to do that right now. This is a slightly different way of looking at it, with different data that it doesn't work very well for Bitcoin, at least. Look at that dive DCR is taking. DCR might be in a good spot to buy. Well, maybe right here, but if it couldn't come down to here, definitely down here, yeah? Doge, maybe not quite there yet. Oh, I really like where Ethereum is too. I mean, if I really think Ethereum could get back up to here on the indicator, but there's also this range here. And this range here says, you know, we're almost to a perfect buy situation in Ethereum. Litecoin looks like it's there. Vertcoin is still doesn't look like it. See this right here where it's kind of slowly rising? I don't like that. That kind of looks like manipulation to me. Zim. I don't even remember what Zim is. It's not quite there. Verge. This is my Verge. I like my Verge. I've been making money on Verge. Mining it. Zcash. It's good. Where's my bit? I didn't see Bitcoin Cash. That was right here. Okay, Bitcoin Cash is rebounding a little bit. So could we see another thing like this? I'm hoping so. Please don't do it before I'm able to trade my funds at Coinbase, though, please. Decent scalping this morning, although I had problems with fills in UB. Well, when you have problems with fills in UB, and we're gonna get a 10k iceberg here at 14, huh? So this could be the play return to previous day's VWAP, which would be 17 in bonds, and in the treasuries it's 15, 122, 150. That's interesting. So I think they're going to break through that. Is it really? How is that even? Yeah, it is. That is the VWAP. Curious. Now, what's going on in the crypto channel? Market sentiment practically 50-50. Yes, I see that. Yeah, I do stream on Fridays. No, Sledge, I stream every trading day. Unless it's a holiday. And sometimes even if it's a holiday, because I did stream on Monday too. And sometimes I even stream on Saturdays. Or at least I did last week. Or was it Friday? I don't remember. But we played Overwatch, but nobody watched. I don't know if I'll do it again. I mean, there was maybe like 1 or 2 people watching the whole time, but you know. Well, I do believe that they are going to clear 145. In fact, I'm confident enough that I'm going to put an order at 140 to see if I get filled. Because there's going to have to be some rotation in here to do it. I'm going to take a bite of oatmeal. Okay, well, no fill.
Fran said was scalping long but expecting a pullback now.
Okay. Yeah, well, we are on like a second deviation move here. Up. I still think I can get 140 to 145 though. If not 150. But we're definitely going to scratch this if it doesn't, if this falls out at all. Deal? Oh yeah, so I also need to check the news here. Have you guys heard about the memo? Do you hear about the memo? You know what I'm talking about? Apparently it's a big deal. Let's see what's the deal with the memo right now. I'm assuming they haven't released it, but yes, they're still asking for the memo. Okay. Nope. There's actually still a chance that I could get filled on this, but I don't like 1500 being offered up. It's not worth it. I maybe even have to puke this and take a one take loss. That's unfortunate. Nope, I guess not. What's with this? Hmm. I don't know, that was a good move up there though. That could continue. We get a pull back and we could keep going up. Okay, so I scratched it. I actually do think there's a good probability that we keep going because look at the 62 at 160. Then there's some big targets above us in the bond too. And there's a big target above us in the 5-year.
Fran said, still building some volume up here.
They might try a level break here at 14.5. Let's see if they hit it. There's an iceberg there. I want to go with it.
Fran said, but too late to continue scalping long.
Okay, you could do that too. I just pressure through it. Well, that sucks because that means that our earlier trade would have worked. I'm just going to put the order back in there. I don't know if we'll come back down there or not, but if it does, I definitely would like it. Maybe 135.
Fran said, I started scalping at 162.18 this morning, should have just sat on it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what would that have given you? Yeah, oh, why is that one not? I'm gonna have to fix that one later. Nope. I think I can get lower. Test. Oh, I thought chat didn't load. I know, right? I was wondering the same thing because I was like, why aren't you guys yelling at me for not showing you this and this? You paying attention? But it works. It's there. By the way, for you Bitcoin guys, look at this. I mean, here's our VWAP. Pretty much been here, kind of staying above it, but having a hard time staying. I still think that test of the low is coming today. What do you think, Rackley? You think it's going to happen? They're going to fail this VWAP. If it crosses this VWAP, I want to go short. That's my plan.
Trade, the traders said.
Okay, well, we got filled there pretty easily. That's not necessarily a good thing. I'm still not sure if this is like a trend day. I mean, it is a Friday, so we got to be very wary about some massive move up. So that's why I put it one tick below the high, okay? Because that may have been, you know, the top. But I do want to see it range here, so I'm putting that order in now. And I might take it off earlier, or I might break even again. Okay, so CF is taking a bit of a diet. This one right here is 7.5. Okay. Liking 17 there. I'm liking that 7 3/4 is lower when the volume was all here. By the way, this was an absorption on the bid. I put in here that I was long. Hmm. Well, I'm not too sure about. I mean, they cleared it, but then it didn't stay there for very long. I think that they'll clear it again. I think it'll get filled at 14, but I don't know if it's going to reach my 15. I think it's worth it to just take a ticker at the moment and wait until things become a little more clear. Because this is kind of the sort of action that we tend to see where it will like continually try to make a new high and not do it. You know, some more news could come out though. I think, you know, I should keep my tweet deck open, huh? Because there's this shutdown looming and there's also this whole memo thing. Almost all that size was fake. And they're looking like they want to. Okay, that's bullcrap. That's it. Definitely where this sim was wrong. So we're still not filled until there's been about 1,500 traded here.
Awittle said bond to test 0.64 for like the 5th time now.
Interesting. Okay, now we probably would have been filled.
Alligator said could be the good one, watch box sell. Alligator said seems to lead somewhat.
Well, I guess they aren't going to take 15. I don't know. What do you think about that one? Do you think I was too cautious there? I don't know. I mean, there's no shame in taking a tick. I'm gonna have to read that one later. Brett Streenbarker. Why trading psychology is overrated as a cause of trading problems. Okay. You know what I think would be nice is if you could make an alert for when it ticks. Just like if there's a clear, make a sound or something. Like a little click. You know? Wouldn't that be nice? You know, maybe good for them ASMR people, you know? And then when there's an iceberg, you'll hear it click, 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 click. Maybe. Oh, here I forgot about Rackley saying there is tons of buying pressure on Tell. The trade history on that is almost all green. Holding some, but I rather it went back down because I don't want to buy back in at the same price I sold. I think yesterday's sell-off gave people a heart attack. No one is watching. Well, not no one. Shorts on Bitfinex is growing rapidly now. In 6 hours, it went from 0.002% to about 10%. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do think that there's a very good chance of it going back down. Oh, you're right. Tell us have a pretty good looking chart there at 7 cents. Let's read about Telcoin. Financial inclusion for a mobile world. Okay, so it's an Internet of Things one. Connecting with global networks. Enabling easy conversion between telecom, mobile money, prepaid credit. Okay. It's an Ethereum contract. Yeah, I don't know. So these kinds of cryptocurrencies really confuse me because it's like it's an Ethereum contract, and what's special about it? It's made for mobile phones. Like, so what is actually in the contract though? Like, shouldn't that be like the first thing on their website? Doesn't say. Talks about remittances and that's it. It might be a good short-term play though. Like this could be something that could be worth a cent, 2 cents maybe. Is it even in the top 100?
Alligator said at Awidal, do you trade the bund during US session? Trade the traders said out +1 disappointed face.
Nope, it's not even a 10. It's not even in the top 100. Okay. Look at that. Would have gotten filled at 155 too. Now look here, the volume in CF is down. Are we getting steepening today? In the bond. We had a little bit this morning. I don't know. It's kind of interesting action, isn't it? Well, now we got that 16 and we got the 10. I do think we could go a little further now. I don't necessarily want to buy into this huge order. No, especially not if there's not an iceberg there. But we could maybe get 14.5 here. Because there was a little jump. They've jumped over 14, between 14.5 and 15 several times. Tell all seems perfect for Africa and South America. They use a lot more crypto to do real payments than we do. Otel is like Ripple. But how's it? I mean, it's an Ethereum contract, right? How does that work? I don't understand. Also, how did you find out about it? Okay, well, now they have 3 there. That seems like an overly aggressive play at this point. Maybe there is more trend in this than I believed. No, they took it out. See, that was foolish of buyers to put up the 3
Below
there.
said short at 05 UB.
Yeah, so you buy the Telcoin directly from your service provider. You don't need to use exchanges. So where does it come from then? Did they just generate the token? You're buying it with, I don't... You can buy Telcoin with dollars? Is that how it works? And where are you trading at? Where did you buy it? This is maybe so. Let's watch this one. This is the interesting question of if you want to just take a tick, which side is it better to get filled on first? I could have sold 15, but I know that the trend is up. That's why I put it at 14.5. But I could have sold 15 and gotten out at 14.5 because it's jumped over that spot many, many times. There, you could see if I had gone short 15, I would be taking a 1 tick loss right now.
Below said +3. Alligator said another pullback ZN at pivot, could last.
Yeah. I think there's probably a little bit more pullback in this than... So John's level was 11, was it not? Yes. We need to stay below 11. So we've traded 12. If we can really get above there and hold, then his notes to say we could really start uptrend. Or at the very least, any kind of downside movement today is in serious question.
Alligator said wait, Imo no urge before 30.
Okay. That was a little impulsive. Because of how impulsive it was, I only want to take the 15. But you know, have you noticed how many times it's blown through there? Look at this on the chart. This is a really weird spot. Between 145 and 150. Sorry, 14 half and 15. Look, gap, 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 gap. It's done it now. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I mean, it kind of went through it quickly here this time. So it's done it 6 times now. What's with that spot? Why doesn't anybody want to iceberg between 14 half and 15? Ah. Okay, there's an iceberg there. $6,000 now, huh? That makes sense. I mean, when you get an impulsive move, there's often a reversal there. And the buyer might be saying, okay, here's my spot. I'm going to take it here. And you notice that sellers aren't necessarily putting up a ton there at 14 half. But I'm going to play it safe. Notice all the sell volume in ZF, and it's been holding. That's actually a lot of sell volume in ZF. Okay, that time they put up a decent amount of on the bid, or sorry, on the offer. This is holding, this is holding.
Trade the traders said bund short 80 looking for high probability trade. Lead and SC. Alligator said Trad Ebert agree 0.70.65 target.
So he's short the bund, huh? Okay, I'm gonna get out. There's too much of a risk of having a couple of ticks against us all at once. They decide to clear 14, so I'm gonna scratch it.
Alligator said bet on bullish equities.
Then it just dies here. I actually think now there's a good chance I could get filled at 15. But I'm not going to risk it. There you go, iceberg there. I think that was the right decision. Oh, thank you for making the statement post, Rackley. Air cages told you 10k was the bottom. He. Well, it certainly looks like it's holding for now. I believe that they are going to try and test the low again at some point. And we'll see if the 10 holds. Right now, I don't really know what the probability of it doing it is, and wouldn't necessarily be making a trade there, but if I was forced to make a call, I would say that it's going to hold. I think that they're going to make a higher low. Few signs of weakness with the alts are showing. Do you still believe that Bitcoin is going to go down to 8k? Yeah, I mean, it's still very possible. So today my indicator told me, gave me the same number. I mean, it was very slightly different, but it was still 150. It was still 55. Like before, it was 55.001, and now it's like 55.53 or something like that. And so, you know, maybe we stick around here for a while, and people say, that's it, and they start buying it again. Right now, what I see is a lack of interest in the market. Like Rackley was saying, you know, it kind of feels like nobody's watching it anymore. Like all these people are hodling, and it's just so scary they don't want to look at the chart anymore. I kind of see some signs of that. That's a really good theory that might be true. But that doesn't mean that a seller could come in at any time and just decide that they're going to take us lower, you know? It's the same with, so of course there's the Bitcoin, right?
But trade the traders said half out at 0.73 plus 7. Rackley 3 said.
I actually find the Bitcoin Cash one to be more interesting. Because this push, it made a lower low than this right here, but it took us back to where there was support before. And the indicator just says that we're like way super oversold. So I think that Bitcoin Cash is being, you know, sold by players that are you know, that just don't like Bitcoin Cash. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Bitcoin Cash investors are panicking and getting out. It's like it's being attacked, sort of a thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just kind of what it seems like is happening. And I think that those sellers are overplaying their hand in Bitcoin Cash. So my prediction is that Bitcoin Cash should come back up to here. Whereas in Bitcoin, it's a little harder to say. We could come back up to here, sure, but then we're gonna have to take another dip and retest it and see what happens. Well, it's interesting now that we're getting a 10k iceberg at 14.5.
Rackley 3 said opposite BCH.
So clearly they figured out, just as we were figuring it out, that nobody wanted to trade 14.5. So the seller moved his iceberg down, essentially. Yep, look at that. That is an aggressive sell. And 11 was the place where John was saying we should go lower. So
Fran said ES seems to be holding 2,800 again.
And ZF was selling through this whole thing. You can see here. And equities looks bullish. So if we cross the VWAP here, I think I'm going to take a short. I want to see this 03 here in the bond. I want to just see that pull, just to confirm that that's all robots. It should be just robots that will pull. IHT, is there lag between the YouTube stream and real time? Yes. About 5 seconds. See here what I'll do is I'll type ping into the chat.
said he posted 2 images for Seth on Discord chat.
So I'm going to say ping in the chat and then ping in here, and you can see how far different they are. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, ping. So it's about 5 seconds. Wait, who posted 2 images? Oh, there was that, yeah. I really find that interesting. Oh, opposite BCH charts. Oh, very interesting. Oh, I gotta show that. Let me pop that over. There was a ton of Bitcoin cash shorts and they took it off. So that's just further confirmation of my theory that, yeah, shorts were attacking Bitcoin Cash, and they've now reached the level at which they've overplayed their hand. I am starting to see FUD around KU Coin Exchange. Well, Sludge, so I think Sludge is watching. Here's what I think is happening with KU Coin. I'm gonna get a little conspiracy theory here. But first I have to tell you about something else. You know that I have a big position in Sia Coin, and one of the reasons that I took the position that I did in Sia Coin was I said, hey, it's like really easy to mine right now, and they are planning on making an ASIC for it. Like they got this company and they made it. It's called Obelisk. And so the difficulty is going to go way up. I should mine it while I can. And when the difficulty goes up, the price is going to, of necessity, or at least hopefully, go up, because otherwise the ASIC miners wouldn't be profitable. Because right now you can mine thousands, you know, in a month. So I do that. And then the other day, the Bitmain guys that they make, you know, the ASIC miners for Bitcoin, came out and said, oh, we're going to make a Sia Coin miner too. Now, of course, theirs is probably not going to be as fast or as effective as the obelisk one because they just kind of hurriedly put it together and everything. But they are making an ASIC miner for it. And the Sia coin guys were very upset about this because the Bitmain is very much associated with and supports Bitcoin Cash. And the Sia coin guys, it seems to me that the Sia coin guys are anti-Bitcoin Cash and are more Blockstream associated, and they were saying, well, we don't trust these guys, and if they try anything funny, we'll just make a soft fork that prevents them from being able to mine. Like, we'll just change the algorithm in a way that our miner can mine it and your miner can't. If you try and do it, then they had a list of things that they thought Bitmain might do that they were worried about. So is this where we want to take her short? So just keep that in the back of your mind, right? There's people, and whether it's justified or not, there's people that seem to be just anti something simply because it is or seems to be associated with.
Sludge said that's the most stupid approach they can take.
Yeah, just because
Sludge said it's a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will ever come to that because I don't think that Bitmain would ever do anything. Like, Bitmain has every incentive to play nice and just try and make the best ASIC miner that they can. It sucks for the people that bought Obelisk because obviously the Obelisk isn't worth as much now because there's competition. But I don't think that they would try doing anything funny business. You know what I mean? But that's the whole thing, is that they're worried about Bitmain mainly because it's Bitcoin Cash. And I'm not saying that's justified or not. I'm just saying that happens. Okay. So keep that in the back of your mind now. Now let's talk about KU coin. Well, why is this relevant to KU coin? Because what was it? Tuesday, KU coin came out and said, hey, we have Bitcoin Cash shares. Because everybody has been transferring their money with Bitcoin Cash because it's faster and it's cheaper.
They did ASIC boost Bitcoin.
Yep. They did ASIC boost Bitcoin, exactly. So, here, I'm going to move this back to the bonds channel, actually. So now what is happening is a bunch of people that are, against Bitcoin Cash are going, well, KU coin is now going full Bitcoin Cash. I don't like them anymore. And that's why I think you're starting to see some FUD around KU coin and it's starting to go down. But that's also why I think it makes KU coin an even better buy here, because they're basically why did they do it? They did it because it's better to move your coins with Bitcoin Cash right now. It just is, because if you want to do it with Bitcoin, you pay those ridiculous fees, and if you're trading, that's a significant portion of your profit to transfer it between exchanges or whatever. Like if I buy my like if I want to buy KU coin, which I do, how am I going to do it? I'm going to buy Bitcoin Cash at Coinbase, the only place, one of only two places that you can buy cryptocurrency for dollars, basically. Gemini, I don't think has Bitcoin Cash, does it? I have to look that up. Oh man, that sucks. Well, I think I missed that one. I'm not going to let it come back up and kind of finish its thing because I don't want to just take 110 as she goes. That seems dangerous. I should have just punched into 12. Anyways, the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to buy Bitcoin Cash at Coinbase because that's the only place I can exchange it for dollars. And then I'm going to move my Bitcoin Cash to KU coin, and then I'm going to buy KCS. I wouldn't do it with Bitcoin. It would be way too expensive. Wow. They just took that for just like that. Well, I was wrong again.
Trade the traders said ES out +7.
I think Alligator made a really good call there that was a bullish play on equities. Good call. It was a little uncertain
Alligator
in
said
bonds.
trade the traders F.65 in global but considering AS on a rebound.
I think it was a little unclear in bonds because you had people playing it both ways. Probably the people playing equities bullishly and the other side playing possible shutdown. But in equities, I think that it looked like a really good setup to go long. You see that? Especially when it got here, which was just before this really big push.
Alligator said used to play the open flush.
Yeah, so let's see, did you make any comments on this in Air Cages? Would you ever do another TST combine? If I did another TST combine, it would be to prove that I can do it. Mainly, does that make sense? That way, you know, because I feel like it would be better for me to use my own money and just keep all of the profits instead of sharing it with them. Or I guess the other difference is maybe I would do it on a larger account. Like if I had traded, you know, successfully on a live account for a while, and I was like, well, I really wish I could trade a bigger account. I think I can handle it. Then maybe I would go back to them and be like, okay, let's pick the biggest combine that we have and just trade huge size in ZN and see what happens. I think that would be fun. They should have came out with an ASIC called Obelisk Cash. The rage on the interwebs would have been epic. Yeah. It really is, like, it's so funny. Just association with Bitcoin Cash and Bitmain, or on the other side, Blockstream, will just cause, you know, people to automatically make decisions about something that may or may not be true. And that's what you're seeing in Coin right now. Is just because it was Blockmain. That was it. If it was like any other ASIC miner, they wouldn't have cared. But because it's Blockmain, they're concerned that they're going to do something. And same with KU Coin, because they're becoming a Bitcoin Cash exchange. People are all of a sudden down on it. Well, they're fools, I think. So I think KU Coin is worth way more than, well, what is it trading right now in dollar terms? Let's go back here. That's BTC.
Trade the traders said bund out 0.63 plus 17 high probability trade.
Now it's 9.30, and at one point it went down to 6. That's a steal at 6, man. How's it doing in regards to Bitcoin Cash? It's actually still fairly stable. That's another reason why I think it's good to use the Bitcoin Cash for KU Coin, because their value with each other has been very stable. I mean, there was one, you hear the chart. This was when KU Coin was like, you know, going up ridiculous. But then since then, it's kind of just found a range and just stuck with it, and it's very stable. So you can switch between the two and not have to worry about, you know, is one going to move or the other one going to move, making the timing of my move the wrong move to make. Jeez. And a 6. Well, I have a hard time seeing it not try and take out the lows, but I just think that they need to come back a little bit. ZB don't care. We're just going to take another 2 ticks down here. Just to stick it in your face that you tried to get filled at 12.5 and not 12. Crap. That would have been
the traders said fund long 63 for couple ticks.
But you notice it'll go like 4 ticks, and there's always a little bit of what is the word? They always play around after 4 ticks because there's guys in the note that get out. I think that's what it is. I think that there's a lot of people in the note that just always take 4 ticks. And so you get 4 ticks in the note, it has to fight it a little bit there. They fiddle around with it so they can get out.
Trade the traders said out +5.
Yeah. Now see, trade the traders. He really took the big one, right? Because he went short the euro bonds, which I mean, was it really a better choice to do it in the euros?
Trade the traders said sorry +4.
On my chart, it's still at 16.5. It doesn't seem right. It seems like it's not. My session must be messed up or something, because it's not. Ooh. Where was the block sell at? Oh. Ew.
Alligator said S.69.
Hold on a second. It looks like I have this is screwed up. Well, that sucks. So we might have been having Tyler in there, and I didn't even see it because I had my tape set up wrong. Yeah. Okay. That was a big sell in ZF right there at 065. Actually, we're gonna say Tyler sold. Oh, that's funny. It got up to 120 and I didn't even realize it, just because it came up so fast. There must be some news headlines hitting. I don't necessarily see anything about the shutdown. They think the political stakes are low, which is why it is likely, as one person is saying. We'll see. I do think it could happen. And because have we ever had a shutdown with a Republican president in charge? I think they would handle it differently. You know? Maybe they would just say, you know what? We don't need these things. That's the risk with a shutdown with a Republican in charge.
Trade the traders said alligator nice. Look out for the 61.
Okay. This has quickly become one of those close your eyes and click in. And like, here's the level break setup. This is definitely not the best spot. So you think Bitcoin Cash is going to win over regular Bitcoin in the long run? Well, I mean, I think that is probably too far for me to accurately predict. But I do believe at the current time that if you are shuffling money between exchanges and converting it between different altcoins, that it's better to that the best currency to use that right now is Bitcoin Cash. Now, that could change, right? At some point, Lightning Network might make those kinds of transfers
Alligator
faster and
said
cheaper.
F.60.
But that's not right now. All I care about is right now.
Awidal said 09 ob level in ZN. Alligator said IMO could resume if Bo Blue breaks. Alligator said ZN pullback then 07.
Yep.
Awidal said watch UB18 and ZB31 for this pullback IMHO.
That would be too far. It shouldn't get above 28. And in fact, we see the 900 right there. If you can use Litecoin, I'd use Litecoin instead. Yeah, potentially. I do. The only thing that kind of deters me from Litecoin is I see signs of significant pumping in Litecoin, so it just seems like it's not as stable. But you do have a good point. Litecoin can be used for transfers. So, and you can buy Litecoin at Coinbase too. So it's not necessarily a bad one to use. Although are a lot of exchanges using Litecoin pairs? Let's see here. So if we go to KU coin, is that one of the main pairs? It's not. Why isn't it? I don't know. For KU coin, it's definitely better to use Bitcoin Cash, but because you don't want to, you know, buy the Litecoin and then you have to convert the Litecoin into KCS or whatever it is that you want, and then from there you can buy the thing that you actually want.
Block sell.
Holy crap. Oh dear. Okay. $85 was where the block sell was. See all this stuff right here? Nope, okay. Right here.
Brand said this is a hard sell.
Okay, out.
Awidal said I'm at peak saltiness right now. I was short 2UB at 28 and covered at 25. Brand said big volume, big delta.
Wow. Yep, so it is still going.
Alligator said Bund S.59 but looks like could reverse, cautious, support too. Brand said got 6 ticks on that one.
They were just saying, okay, let me show you this. Third deviation. Remember when we were talking about it in Bitcoin? You know, in ZB, we can reach a third deviation. It's not unusual. ZF very, very rarely ever gets
Brand
there.
said it's sitting on the low with conviction.
Just look at the past few days. Okay, so it did touch it, or it came close to it. But look, we're well below it. High probability of a pullback here from 045 back to this volume zone at 055 at the very least. And then maybe that could give it a little bit of room. But this is just crazy.
Alligator said ZN leg down over IMO, waiting for a break, IMO a rev there.
Yeah.
Brand said ES has a triple top on the 5 minutes.
How is that? Does ES have a triple top? I don't know. I do see a double top here. Let's see if there was any tweets about in the last minute here when all of that happened. Happening now. No. Litecoin. Bitcoin is slightly higher. Blah, 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 blah. No. Republican Senator Rounds to vote to support short-term government funding bill. Okay. So if that's true, then that would definitely push us down. White House to hold briefing at 15:40 GMT. In about 30 minutes. The White House is going to hold a briefing in about 30 minutes. Catch that? Let's link that one.
Alligator said usual BS, but could drive us.
Sludge, the funny part is that with the extra mining hash power, Bitcoin's mempool is actually clearing out. Fees are at 90 Satoshis now. Is that really? I want to see that. Where is it? Joe Kaniki. I don't even know how you say that. Joe Chen Hoeniki? I don't know. 3 months. Yeah. That's interesting. So that's interesting. So my interpretation of that is that at the moment, Bitcoiners are not like freaking out, panicking to move their money around, or they'd be paying more for fees. Okay, so here we have another big red dot in the 5-year. That was just an insane move in the 5-year, wasn't it?
Sludge said it does.
Yeah.
Sludge said no other way to reduce fees.
No, but the mempool isn't actually moving. Here.
Rackley3 said, but is the amount of transactions increasing or also unchanged?
I don't know. I don't necessarily know what that means, though. Why were they so much more anxious to move their money when we were close to the top than they are now? That could be bad. That could be good, because it could be bad because they got to where they wanted to sell and they sold it. It could be good because they've just realized that
Sludge said it's not completely clear, obviously, but it is going down.
Yeah, but it could also mean that
Sludge said it was just spam.
yeah, it could mean that it was just spam. I think for sure. Well, for sure, I think it's been proven. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Ragling3 said, well, people can't transfer their BTC if Coinbase is hodling your fiat P.
Right. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it has been proven that a lot of those transactions in Bitcoin were spam. That doesn't necessarily justify how high transaction fees got, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of that was spam. And there was spam in Bitcoin Cash too. But Bitcoin Cash had such a big block size, it just cleared out like instantly. Well, not instantly, but you know, within a day it was cleared. Time to pick up some pennies in front of a freight train. Yeah, I noticed on Bloomberg that they posted a notation about the US shutdown risk. Unusual market might get nasty later on. Oh, what do I use for screen recording? Yep, it's OBS. All right.
Awidal said, Seth, what do you use? Awidal said, no, I'm not.
Okay, so I'll wait. Do I still have the link in my paste? Oh no, of course I don't. Just
Awidal said, can I get a link?
Yeah, where's the link? I'm wondering, do I have here in the settings? Yeah, and just... Okay, cool. What did they say here? Did you get your money on Coinbase yet, Seth? No, I did not. So it's supposed to take 3 to 4 days. Apparently today is the 3rd business day since the transaction went through at my bank. So I might not get it until Monday. That would be the 4th day. Pretty sucky, right? I mean, who knows where it's going to be on Monday, but... So at the beginning of the stream, I was saying, well, you know, it's not a huge deal. I don't think it's going to get that far by Monday. We'll wait here for Aubrey to start watching, and then I'll show her how I help it set it. Okay, she's in. So let me mute Discord first. So I'll show you how I have OBS set up. So here's the window, right? And in OBS, you get these different scenes. So if I click on these different ones here, you'll get, you know, so like here I can add the camera back on. Hi. And here's the scene. And basically what you do is I'm just capturing the whole screen. So display capture. And then this browser source is the chat window. And you can actually move them around. So that's pretty cool. And you know, you just click here to change the scenes. And then I'll also show you here in the settings, just some things. So I have it set up to stream and to record. But the thing that I think is important is use your hardware encoder. Oh, okay. But your name is Aubrey, right? I guess I was just confused because there's in your Twitter profile, it's a picture of a girl. Well, there's a guy and a girl, so I guess I just kind of assume. Anyways, but yeah, it's free. It's a free program. Anyways, so your computer or new video cards, it depends on how old your video card is, but most new video cards have a built-in video encoder that can do it very, very quickly. So if you can get the hardware one, it's a lot better than the software X264. If you have the software one, it will slow your computer down a little bit. But if you use the hardware one, you don't even notice. Yeah. And I'm only using 4000 bitrate. It has been good enough for the quality. Oh, and there's also advanced encoder settings, but I'm just using the default, but you can actually make it higher quality if you want. But that's, I just made the numbers really big. So I think that should be everything that you really need to know to get started. Yeah. Yeah, the profile picture is deceiving, a waddle. You're a very nice looking couple though, by the way. I do have to say. You guys look very cute. Now let's see what did they say here on the Bitcoin. Oh, you just spilled a glass of water. So this is an important point. I should show you something I think is important for your trading. See these glasses right here? Here's my glass. So it's actually made out of glass, and it's encased in like this rubber thing so that if you drop it, it doesn't break. But like it's got a lid. So no risk of it spilling, but you're also not getting the BPAs because BPAs are very, very bad. Don't drink out of plastic cups. Even if it says it's BPA free, just use glass. That's my suggestion. Maybe a little conspiracy theorist, but there was a study that came out the other day that said that BPA can affect you at much smaller levels than what the federal guidance is. And so even some of those BPA free containers might actually still be bad for you and might still be affecting your hormones. So get a glass one with a lid. Also better on your keyboard and mouse though. Yeah. No, Rackley, I was using hardware. Oh, it's okay, well, we're back to where the breakdown occurred. Well, not the breakdown, the second breakdown. Wow. I could have taken it short there. It would have been an okay trade. I think I would rather let it range around a little bit and give a more clear signal. Bum, 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 ba-dum.
Rackley3 said H.264 is HD standard, not
Is
brand
it?
related.
I don't know.
Rackley3 said there's H.265 now too.
It's just the NVIDIA one, they just call it NVENC. But I think it is the same thing. There is 265 now too. Okay, that's interesting. Is that 4K? I mean, I believe that my stream is 2K. It handles it just fine. Probably if I had a 4K monitor.
Leave my profile pic on Twitter the way it is. If this many people think I'm a girl, I probably get more help and questions answered quicker that way. Hashtag sexism.
There you go. Well, I honestly thought, maybe.
Pete said ha 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 for sure.
The reason why Awaddle makes so many good low-risk plays is because she's a girl. I've really thought that was. Because the girls think about risk differently, and it's an advantage. It really is. I'm telling you, it's not sexism. It's just I don't know why it's like that, but they think about risk differently. Oh, it's because of testosterone, right? Me too. Now, Me Too is a serious thing. Let's not joke about sexual assault. Okay, so I'm glad that I didn't try taking that short after it dipped down like 2 ticks. We're right back to the top of this thing. And we're not getting any kind of clear movement in the delta, which is really interesting too. So traders are pushing it around a lot, but they're being fought every step of the way. I'm just going to put that there was a pivot here. That there was a pivot here.
Rackley3 said H.264 can be 4K, or whatever. H.265 is a lot better at compressing than H.264, even though by the numbers it doesn't sound like it.
Wow.
H.265 can compress almost 4 times better without. Rackley3 said not many hardware support it yet though.
Well, I bet you that the 11 series cards are going to do it.
Rackley3 said most Blue Disk don't even yet.
Okay. When is the next NVIDIA? NVIDIA Volta release date. Early 2018. I mean, they're coming soon. And yes, they probably will be very expensive. But I think if I can, I want to buy, whatever their 6 or 7 series is, depending on the price. I want at least 2 of them. Or maybe even more, depending on how much money I have at the time, and sell them, because they're just going to go up in price. They are. And the 11 series cards are much more efficient crypto miners too. So people are going to want them. Maybe, hopefully, that might also mean that the 10 series comes down in price. We can only pray. We can only hope. I have to say, you know, not to keep going up on it, but this is a Waddle's profile, right? If I'm correct. So it's a little boggling my mind, because I thought that he was this person, and now we're finding that he's actually this
Rackley3 said, I think YouTube doesn't even support H.265 yet.
I'm like, whoops. Oh, okay, so maybe it wouldn't be that useful. What about Twitch, though?
Rackley3 said, I'll shut up in this chat now, smiling face with open mouth.
It's okay. Nobody was saying anything else. That whole thing was just an impulsive move. I mean, look, it's going right back up. This is it's kind of funny. It's good for trading. I mean, it gave us good signals when it was coming down. It wasn't aggressive enough. You notice when it happened, I was like, I'm just going to click in. 110, came back up to 120, but then it came back down, and then of course it flushed. When it's trending, it almost doesn't even matter what price you get, guys. I guess I shouldn't say that. I mean, it always matters what place you get, but there's a certain point at which getting the most optimal placement doesn't matter as much as just even getting into a position. So I've lost those too many times to know that sometimes you just gotta click and close your eyes. So here's a question, going back to our earlier conversation with Rackley. Why do you think there aren't more exchanges offering Litecoin pairs? So are there even any exchanges that offer Litecoin pairs? So I know of at least. So there was that one new exchange that was made for Bitcoin Cash, and now KU Coin is doing Bitcoin Cash pairs. And there was I saw a poll. I don't know. I don't think it was from anybody official or anything, but they were pushing Bittrex to do it too. Don Jr., the Democrats are lucky Republicans are honorable people. If we played the game like they do, the memo would be all over CNN and everywhere else by now. Maybe it's time we stoop to their level. I don't think so. You know, the president could release the memo himself if he wanted to. So...
Alligator said looks like everything is possible RN, if it breaks up 110Y.
Yeah. So, I think we're going to see that memo. And then we'll see if there's actually something in it or not. I don't know. It seems like it's found some balance here at 10. Oh man, here's another juicy one. Stormy Daniels. Trump compared me to Ivanka. When did she say that? Oh, this is from that interview that took place a long, long time ago but was never released.
Philip said Seth, I'm watching your live stream. It's great. What trading platform are you using?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you, Philip. So I'm using Jigsaw. And this is like, they have a NinjaTrader plugin and they have a standalone, and this is the standalone. So I run the standalone and then, oh, you know what? I removed this chart. Look, Bitcoin is like right at the VWAP right now, by the way. Should keep an eye on that, guys. So we might see a little bit of a fall from here, maybe. Oh, actually, it looks like maybe we're a little late. Anyways, I run NinjaTrader separately because NinjaTrader keeps crashing on me for some reason. But yeah, Jigsaw trading. So if you like Jigsaw and you decide to buy it, before you do, make sure you come back into the Discord and post in the channel that you want to buy it. And anybody that already has it, so I have it, Fran has it, and a couple of other people use Jigsaw, and they can give you a referral code. It'll save you like $30, and then I think the person that referred you gets $30 too. So if you get it, make sure you do that. There's also, as an alternative, the Sierra Charts has a DOM that can do similar things. So at least it can show you this column. I don't think that Sierra Charts is quite as nice in terms of all of the little options about how you can set it up and everything, but it's still very good.
Philip said awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. I'm almost afraid to put any more orders in because, oh, why is this over here, by the way? I've got 5 ticks, 2 break evens, 4 trades for the day. I mean, that's about the max that I usually take. If I took 6, it would be big. I'm gonna have to see some very obvious signs of a move, like what we were seeing before, for me to take another one. Okay, so yeah, there's Bitcoin at the VWAP. Let's see if they take another dive. Oops.
Sludge said yeah, super indecisive. I see color flips after we failed to make the TD9. Sludge said bumping off the 100 MA.
He was talking, that was in the Bitcoin channel. There was a big buy there. How much was it? 46. Well, I'm going to step away for just a moment. Take a break. Okay. So having a little hard time holding the VWAP there, but ZN in particular doesn't seem to want to stay there. That's kind of interesting.
Alligator said global F.71.
No, anyone here trade on an iMac? I certainly don't. I'm sure it's doable though. Shorts growing rapidly on Ethereum and Litecoin now too. Bitcoin Cash shorts dropped more. Yeah, I think people think Bitcoin is consolidating. All seasons opens for a few hours. I don't know what that means, but I believe you believe. Since you're not doing anything, can you tell me what Combine is, Seth? Um, so are you asking about when they asked me earlier about if I would try the Combine again? We're talking about the TopStepTrader.com Combine. So they give you a demo account and you trade it. And if you're able to follow within their certain risk parameters and you're able to make a certain amount of profit, then they'll fund you. There's a process, so you have to like pass the combine, and then you go into the funded trader preparation course where you go through. Yeah, basically you do the combine again, and then after you've done that, then you they put you in a like probationary period where you're still trading a demo account and you get whatever profits you make in that demo account, but you're not allowed to go live quite yet until they see how you trade live. And something to that effect. That Keith was saying that yesterday. There's also a one-up trader one where you just pass the combine once and you get into it. And I've tried it many times, and I've done okay. And I actually have had periods of profitability that would have passed the combine, but they were like split between combines. Like I had one combine and I went down 1,000, and then I went up 1,000, and it was like break even, and or maybe just slightly down. Like maybe I was like $500 in the hole. So I reset the combine, and then the next combine I started out going up 2,000. So if I had started the combine earlier, I would have passed it if I had caught that whole run. But of course I didn't, and then it got down and it was like break even again. And so I've had many of these things where I'll have a little bit of a profit, and then it's break even, and I would have to trade the combine for a really, really long time to make it. When I went in and I calculated how many months I think it would take me to pass the combine, it was like, well, I should just take that money and put it into a trading account, because it's not worth it at that point. Plus, I can take that money and put it into cryptos and make some money that way as well. So, oh geez, where was that at? 100. Okay.
Rackley3 said, "Oh, that sounds cool. What do you trade on Combine?"
Well, I mean, it's futures. Oh man. Oh man. Should I take it? Should have taken 9/2. I didn't expect them to just trade down the 1,400 and then, dump a 4K on top of it. Wow. No, it's not. Not really pulling. Anyways, it's futures. I think at some point they're going to add Forex in it, but I'm not sure. I think that's still like a pilot program or something. Okay. Starting to see some real initiation short in the 10-year. Anyways, usually we trade CB though, just because it has the best tick to commission ratio. So the 30-year. When I was doing the combine, I was doing the 30-year, not the 10-year. But then I was like, well, I'm better on the 10-year, and it's less risk, so that would be better to trade in a real account. So that's why I'm doing this right now. And this is still a test period, so we've been doing good.
IQ said I.imager.com.
If we continue to do good and stay at least break even, then we're going to go live at the end of February, I think is when I should have the money to do it. So I already have a little bit in the live account. That's what I'm using right now, but I'm not actually putting real orders in through my live account yet, because there's only like $500 in there, and that's like what you need for margin. So I want to put at least another 1,000 in there. Oh, somebody messaged me having that they have an account and they passed it. We actually have a couple of people now in the channel, I think, that have passed it. Because what is his name? I think I already left for the day. What is his name? What is his name? I don't even remember now. I think it starts with a C. Hell, I don't see him today. We do have a guy that's in Funded Trader right now. And I just had somebody message me saying that they passed it. So it's definitely doable. But I found it difficult to get to the 3,000. It was always fairly profitable, but never, 3,000 in a month. Oh, come on. Stop messing around and just take it down. What's the leverage? So the way that they do it is they just allow you to trade a certain number of contracts. So of course the best one is going to be with the one with the highest tick value, which is ZB. So you make $31 a tick and you can trade 4 contracts. So you can actually make $125 a tick if you trade all 4 contracts. When I was doing it, I only traded 1 contract. Sometimes I would trade 2. There were certainly some time periods where, if I had traded 2 contracts, I definitely would have passed it. But you're only allowed to lose like $1,000 in a day or something like that, I think. And more than 2 contracts would have made that way too likely for me because I had negative 16 tick bad days all the time. Then I don't get that in ZN. We've had bad days in ZN. Like we had that bad day at the beginning of the month when we were streaming, and I'm like, oh man, like we're streaming for real, and now I'm like doing awful. But so I had like 3 losers that day, but it's still the amount of money that you lose, and it's a lot easier to stop in ZN just because it's slower and yeah. Oh, there you go. So this person, I won't say who it is, but they said that they did it with news trading. That makes sense. Yeah, if you definitely only trade news and only trade like really good setups from news, I think news is one of the best ways to trade. I mean, you do have some risk of blowing out. That's kind of the risk with that, but you definitely would be able to make enough money. ZP is kind of evening out here a little bit. ZF, it's not showing any signs yet, at least, of going further. None have traded. Oh, they have traded at 052. Okay. In CP, there's some absorption there. There's icebergs on both sides of this. Wow, that went from 100 to 1300 very quickly. It makes it suspicious in my opinion. Yep. See that? Now it's all gone. Yeah. Oh, it was Cedric. Cedric is the one that's in the funded trader today. How did you do today, Cedric? Okay, so he made 4 ticks. Wow, yeah. But you had a really good one on the sell. He sold 155. Wow. Oh, dude, you just picked that perfect. I can't take that short. Good job. I really think there's a good chance that somebody's just gonna come out of nowhere and sell it here. 2 ticks really quick and we get out. Okay. All of those numbers are a little different. They came in choppy, so I think that that's some traders going short here. First 3 trades are a lack of patience. Oh, I see. He tried selling it a couple of times, so he was fading the whole time. Oh, too much absorption at each price, and I didn't feel it was a trend day. I see. Well, that's kind of how I felt too. It was just I still don't want to fade it, so I was just trying to take 1 tickers up there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely when it came down, we knew it was going to get lows. I should have just clicked in. I can't believe that I didn't do it earlier. Hmm. Not liking this one. Let's let it tick down again. Okay. Okay. The way that that kind of pegged down, I think, was good. And the way that they really offered up some size there was good. So I'm going to give it a little bit more space. I don't know if you saw that, but when it traded down, it was almost kind of like it went boing. It's because they realized that the 5-year was just messing with them and the level 2 flipped on them. This right here doesn't make sense why that would be 24 when this is still 500. And since the ZF has been the initiator today, yep, there you go. It comes off. And it ticks down. I see you guys trying to trick me, but I did not fall for it, did I? Ooh, and now the 5 quarters is weak too. It was a good tick down. The animals are making their unhappiness known to my wife that they're not being paid attention to. Paid attention to. Well, it went 1200 for a second, but now it's back to 2. Now they're just playing these games. Eh. I mean, this should tick down again. Looks like we picked a poor spot, huh? The sell was at 1 at 10, and they sold 9.5. I'm not risking more than 3. Okay. There hasn't been any big orders here at 5-7, at 5 3/4, 5 halves, 5 quarters. There hasn't been any big orders at 5s. There was a sell at 6. There was a buy at 7. There was a sell at 6. And then everything before that was like way long time ago. You know, that bird sounds really frustrated, doesn't he? I can hear you in there. I know you're just ignoring me. Can you hear it? Dave K, someone shoot me. No, we don't do that. You're all required to live. No dying. No dying in my live stream. Oh, don't feel well today. Well, it is kind of that time of year. I just, last year, everybody I knew was really sick in December, but this year everybody had gotten away okay. An absorption at 5 3/4. They take it. We tick up. Weak bid. Ticks back down. Weak offer. Really weak offer in CF. Nobody buys it. Okay, now they ticked up. Freedom. You know, that really is a good movie. What, Braveheart? It's a good movie. It's a shame that he went crazy and got blacklisted by Hollywood and doesn't make good movies anymore. Shoot. I mean, don't shoot, but ask your question. Okay, so 6/4 is the level. They're not touching it. Another tick down, 2 ticks down. Curious. I think we still have an okay probability on this trade. Just relying on the big order that was going through at 10. I remember in TradingView, someone in TradingView talked about using weather forecasting algorithms to predict crypto markets. Any opinions? Do you know a meteorologist? I have never heard that before. That sounds crazy. I will say it used to be a thing for a very, very long time, up until about the 90s, I would say, of predicting markets based on astrological cycles, like the moon cycle. Like they used to say that a new moon was a good time to buy or something like that. And I guess the theory around it was that, you know, people have their patterns, and those patterns are correlated to the seasons and the moon cycle and so forth. And those cycles affect buying and selling behavior. So maybe they're saying the same thing in weather. You know, if it's raining, people are more likely to sell or something, you know, because they feel bad. I don't know. It's hard to say. That, I mean, if there's such a correlation like that, you would have to have like a ton of data to see if there's really an edge in it. Because that honestly sounds like something where somebody would just say, oh, maybe X. And they tried it one time and it works. And now it's their method and they're selling it, you know? That's part of why from the stuff that I have, I like to be able to show you with a back test that there's edge in it, or with my past results that there's an edge in it. Or like with the indicator that we have on the Patreon, you can see the whole chart, so you can you can say to yourself, okay, yeah, he's right. Every time that it hit 50, it was a buy. Yeah, it's all number crunching. It's true. They just don't want to let that 9 go, do they? It's cleared so many times, and yet they can't seem to keep it solid for long enough to trade 8 halves, even though they clearly don't want to buy it past 9 halves 10. Well, it stayed off for a little bit longer this time. This is EF. This is 055. It's driving me crazy. That's probably why I'm talking so much about it. It's starting to agitate me. Like, come on, just let it tick down. See, it was like 12, and now they're adding back on it again. And we're bid in 05 half again. Oh. Wife is going to be off on she's a flight attendant, so she's going to be out tonight. So I guess it's just us in video games. You need 9 for your IOTA wallet key. What? What are you talking about, Rackley? Wait, what? You can only use the number 9 in IOTA? Well, there's definitely seasonality to markets, right? Like, trading in the summer sucks. I mean, you can make money in the summer, but you kind of have to use completely different strategies. Finally. Okay. Jeez. So I don't know if all of that was just really good intuition or if I just got lucky. Oh, come on. We just get some big news just come through. Well, suck. I'm really pissed. I don't see any news. Oh, wait. U.S. Senate Republican leader McConnell pans idea of incredibly short extension of government funding. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so I'm going to say we were right and the trade was just foiled by news. Yeah, that fair. Failure is not the end. You learn from it and move on. Mitt Romney. Yeah, unless it's running for president. I mean, that's the end of your political career right there when you lose running for president, I think. I think at that point you sit down and you say, okay, let's do something different. Am I wrong? I think Mitt Romney should retire, but he's not going to, or he wouldn't be saying things like that. Your IOTA key can only have the number 9, and every time you send or receive money, you have to change your wallet address so you won't get hacked. So I can scour the wallets and try to hack them with 9s? No, I liked IOTA at one point, and then as soon as it went up, I didn't like it anymore. I was just like, I just don't like that pumpy action, you know what I mean? Whoa, wait. You say so max 84 characters, minimum 19, and no other numbers. So like it can't be like all nines and a 2. Well, I really, really badly want to take another trade and try and make up that 2 that I lost, but I feel like, or at least stick around, because I think that more news could come up and create other moves. But I also feel like at this point that I would be trying to make up that loss, and we're still +3 on the day. So I think this is a really good time to just end it, because that was frustrating. I mean, I had 2 ticks in favorable. It was like right there. And then all of a sudden the news came in. Oh man. And I didn't, and I should have just taken it off right there. When that one came up and immediately went bid like 3,000, I should have just taken it off, breaking even right there. Right then and there. Or I should have just taken the 1 tick. So I mean, like, you can tell just, can you tell just from the way I'm talking about it that I'm tilted now? Mad. They had a winner. The news ruined it. No, only the number 9. Well, but there has to be another number other than just 9, right? There has to be like zeros or something in there, right? Because if only the number 9 can be used, then that just means that there's only 83 keys. Right? Oh, you can have letters. So you can have letters and the number 9. I wonder why that is. It's kind of weird. Well, the problem with IOTA, I mean, let's just go larger, okay? The problem with IOTA is that they have a system and it's set up and it works, but it's not like complete. You know what I mean? Because there's this whole thing that they still have to have master nodes, I think it is. So it's not truly decentralized. And you still need master nodes to, you know, have the security. And so how are they going to fix that? And they say, well, you know, as time goes on, we can change that and we'll come up with ideas. But what's the idea? You know, it's like a half-baked idea. And you look at cryptocurrencies, like how many cryptocurrencies are out there that they say, well, we're going to do X. And then once we have X, we'll reassess and decide what we want to do next. And then that never happens. I mean, just look at Bitcoin. It's not, you know, or what they say is going to happen doesn't happen, because Satoshi always said that the block size was going to increase. And then people came in and said, no, we don't want to increase the block size. We want SegWit to just decrease the package size and do off-chain scaling, right? So with IOTA, you have to ask yourself, is what the network is today, is that a long-term winner? No, it's not. They have to change. They have to figure out what that next step is. And until they actually say that that's what that next step is and they start doing things to take a step, I don't think it's worth anything. Except for what you can pump it for, of course. No, but it's true. The evolution of a cryptocurrencies is extremely slow. It's a lot slower than it takes just to write the code. Because you got to get everybody on board. They all have to agree. Otherwise, you have a hard fork, and that's really bad, right? So if you have a cryptocurrency and there's a question, and it's the same thing in Bitcoin, the question is, how are we going to scale? And there was disagreement on it. And because there was disagreement on it for so long, it's taken forever for them to fix the problem. And now we're to the point where it is a problem and transaction fees are gotten higher because Core isn't clearing it through. Bitcoin Core has been messing it up for everyone. Yeah. Well, but I mean, you think about it, because of some of the mess that's been going on with Bitcoin Core, it's not just the block size, right? There's been roadmap items for security and smart contracts. So there was a potential that Ethereum could have been built on Bitcoin. Monero could have been built on Bitcoin, and it wasn't because of those problems. That's why you have to say what the solution is. You have to map it out like from the very beginning. And IOTA has not done that. And then what'll happen is they'll say, well, this is what we want to do. And a bunch of people will say, no, I don't want to do that. And then there will be a fork. Except for when you do a fork and it's a much significantly smaller cryptocurrency, that can hurt. Anyways, I do have a call in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to jump off here and leave it at that. We should talk about this a little bit later, because I'm not saying that's a reason not to buy Bitcoin or anything. I'm just saying that's what I don't like about IOTA. I feel like IOTA is only good for, runs right now. Anyways, why would you bring this all up when I'm limited to 200 characters and 6? Well, Dave, you should go into Discord. Discord is linked in the channel description. Go into Discord and type it in the Bitcoin channel. We can talk about it there. But I do have to stop streaming, so I will see you later. I might start the stream tonight if people are around. I'll check in Discord in the stream channel and see if anybody's around. And I could start a stream and we could chat while we play games or something, but otherwise. All right, let's see.